been few games, if any, that really have achieved what this game has, and I am pleasantly surprised at how well it actually achieved what I thought to this point was impossible. Because when I think about these two words, fitness and gaming, I never really see them going together well. They've never worked. Every time I've looking at the Wii Fitness balance board, it did okay, but it really didn't give you a workout. And then we have the Kinect. And it's the Kinect. I don't think I need to say anything else. But Nintendo has never been afraid to try something again, as long as the console is being successful. And that's what happened here. And I am almost happy, actually I am happy to say, that this works, and it's fun. So without beating around the bush any more than I have to, this time on That Game Review Show, my name's Terrell, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch. Ring Fit Adventure is described by the all-knowing Wikipedia, the most trusted of sources, mind you, as an exercising RPG, but its labeled genres are exergaming and role-playing game, which, role-playing video game, makes sense. Exergaming? We had a word for this? I didn't even know we had a word for this. Hey, the more you know. But effectively, what this means for you is that the game is actively taking your actions in the actual space and converting them into what it needs to play the game. You're exercising, thus you are playing and controlling the video game. This is accomplished using a leg strap to hold one Joy-Con, while also using a ring, or a flexible exercise ring, called the Ring-Con, for the right Joy-Con, I believe. Yes, the right one. And you should just slide that in there, you put the other one in the leg strap, you secure it properly to the thigh, and then you give the band a good squeeze, and you're ready to roll for a full-on action RPG. Okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. You have to figure out the difficulty setting for your experience in Ring Fit. And the way it does this is going through and having you do a quick light jog in place like you need to do, and also having you squeeze the the Ring-Con. Damn, it's so weird. I think it should be called the Ring Fit, but the Ring-Con as hard as you can. That way the game can calibrate what difficulty level is best suited for your abilities. As well as it introduces you to your friendly little demonstrator, Tip. T-I-P-P. And the thing about Tip is he's not just there to, be there to calibrate you. No. He is your everything. He is your posture guide. He is the embodied face of encouragement. He is everything except for the playable character that is you. And the thing about him is you really got to follow him because he's going to show you exactly what to do. And if you copy him perfectly, you are getting the most out of the game. Highly, highly important that you follow Tip to the very end of him. Yes, that was a poorly executed dick joke. Okay, now that everything is calibrated, now you may continue and go into the game properly. But you're first shown this incredible menu inside of your own personal virtual gym of things to do. There's more to this game just the story campaign RPG itself. There is just standard workouts where you can go in, pick a couple of things you want to do those. There is now a full-on rhythm game in the game itself, kind of reminiscent of Beat Saber, but not really. But it gets the job done if you want something fast but also fun to do. And then there's a bunch of exercise tips and things about how to be healthier and stuff in the game itself. It's actually really well thought out and it's giving you more than what you paid for up front. You knew you were getting into a story campaign fitness game thing, and it's giving you more than that. It's trying to help you set a lifestyle. When you first load up the game, it's going to have you go through a warm-up. Just a quick little warm-up that you should always do before you even begin playing the game. That way your body is just kind of ready to take on the exercise that you could be doing for an hour, hour and a half, however long you want to work out, or however short you want to work out. It's really up to you, but it highly encourages you to do this warm-up. It is very easy, very basic. Everyone should be able to do it. Now, after 5 minutes, I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of story, a little bit of understanding of what the game actually is and not what it's providing you on top of it. The overall game itself, story-wise, is very linear and straightforward. It is, here's the bad guy, here's the good guy, the bad guy stole the powers, will you help me get them back and stop the bad guy? It is as basic as it comes, but that's the point. It isn't supposed to be some grandiose Skyrim open world kind of thing. It's supposed to be, you know, an action adventure, an exercising game. So the story can take a seat back. The thing that bothers me is it's getting labeled as an RPG. And while, yes, the customization is very rudimentary, I did very little to actually customize my character because they all looked the same, male and female. I just toned down the skin tone a little bit and called it good because it looked just like me. Well, if I were in shape and, like, almost low poly. Anyway, the overall big bad of the game, his name is Drago, and, Drago with an X, don't ask, I don't know, I just roll with it, and God, does it make me uncomfortable. It is a big fitness dragon who, watching it sweat, makes me question how a dragon sweats, and he radiates dark influence, he's dangerous, he is the big bad, but his just overall appearance makes me very uncomfortable. Whereas the person you're helping, the good guy in this sense, his name is Ring, and he is the in-game representation of your Ringon, and it bothers me to no end that he has no more official name. Ring. Other than that, I kind of like him. He's very, very supportive, very, very nice. He sounds cool. He's very useful for just being like, hey, take your time getting up out of this position. You know, he's supportive, he's motivational. He is exactly what I and you and whoever might be playing this might need to keep the fitness up at home and to be able to be like, yeah, it's okay. If it's hard now, you know, I'm on the path to getting better. I will say a lot of the, like, opening of the game is Ring just expositioning what is happening and what Drago can do to you, being like his dark power is bad influence, his dark influence is terrible, and if it touches anything, it's bad, and it's a lot of exposition. It even tells you at the beginning of the game, hey, if you want to play the game right away, click watch this later, because this opening cutscene is about 5 minutes. And it's, while beautiful, just kind of almost drawn out for a fitness game. It's like I could get going and start, like, doing some sort of workout stuff while you give me that exposition, especially since you just had me warm up. So it's like, really, for the story purposes, it's nice, but overall, it could have been executed a bit differently, I will say. Anyway, after the bit of exposition, Ring infuses you with the power of fitness, I'm going to call it, and your hair starts flaming. Just straight up flaming. Flaming hair, you're holding this golden power ring, and your journey is about to begin. The hair is more symbolized of, like, The harder you work, the stronger your power is. So therefore, if you're doing a good jog, your hair is gonna flare up more, and if you're doing the positions and stuff properly and it's registering that properly, because I had a couple of issues, your hair just starts going wild because it's like you're burning the calories out of your head, I'm supposing. Moving right along, you are then taken from that exposition to the overall map for the first world. There are only 3 exercise routines in this world. I don't know what to call them exactly. There are 3 levels to the world, one of them being the boss, all of which are roughly 5-10 minutes, depending on your speed with exercising. And it has a general estimation and stuff every time you go to select a level. That way, if you're kind of pressed for time, you know what's going on, as well as you can stop pretty much at any point. It's the switch. Just stop and take it with you if you want to be that weirdo who's got a weird thing strapped to his leg and a giant ring. Or you just can stop. That's an option too. Be like, yeah, I'm done for today, time to cool down kind of thing. And it'll tell you to take breaks and stuff like I had mentioned. But it's a standard kind of affair for getting in between levels. But when you're inside the levels, that's where it really starts to get beautiful. And holy crap, while you're set on a very, straightforward path, you're not controlling where your character goes, you're just controlling the fact that your character moves by jogging. It is gorgeous, and the game does take the time to show you how much effort that they put into the models and how pretty these landscapes that you are jogging through are. They really took their time with it, and I'm so grateful that they did, because the game is stunning. Wow, the Nintendo Switch is just so awesome at making these stunning games. Nintendo, as always, is just a wizard among men when it comes to making games for their proprietary stuff, and this is no exception. They took a lot of care and time in the modeling and the graphics of this game. And moving right along to the overall feel of how it plays, it feels great for the most part. I had a couple of instances where the squat was, or where the strap on my leg was not quite registering how low I was squatting. Like, I was almost sitting on the floor and it still was like, get lower. I'm like, I can't physically go lower at all. So you may have to play around with the height of the Joy-Con on your thigh. But as for the ring, it was very responsive. It was actually very good at doing the motion tracking of where it was aimed. There was a couple times I had to recalibrate it, which you just do by facing it down, and it somehow magically recalibrates it. But there was only a couple times where I had to do that one. And overall, it's like you push it in, it registers. You pull it out, it registers that. And it's all very seamless. And being able to jog around, you have to jog higher in certain instances, like if you're running through mud or something. And it just works. It actually is one of those things where you just put this in, not much thought put into it, and you just kind of go. And you get your workout in, you go through this adventure, and then you're done. Your adventure is over for today. Come back tomorrow, or come back whenever you have it set up, kind of thing. Any good action video game also is going to have action, and the overall thing about Ring Fit is that you're not going to run into a ton of fights. You're going to run into maybe 1 or 2 per level. Like, there is not a lot of action that you do per se in game like I can record, but the action comes from the fact that all of your attacks are tied to a workout or a motion that you must do in real life, like at least 15 times at some points to even get, your full attack out. And then blocking is literally ab flexes. So while you're not getting a whole ton of fighting per se, the fights are more impactful strictly because of the nature of the game, because everything you do does do something for your exercise. Every time you're trying to collect rings, you have to pull out on the Ring Fit. You have to push in to break boxes. You have to push it in and aim it down to get a bigger jump. You have to do these things in order to even traverse the level. And then when you hit the fights, it's turn-based combat, because there is no other way I can see to have that work properly. I know there's the guy that beat Dark Souls 3 with the Ring Fit, or the Ring Con, and he is a badass and probably has the most ripped muscle group out of us all at this point, and I give him kudos. But the thing about this game, it wants you to take your time, it wants you to do it right. It wants you to get what you're putting into it to get back out, if that makes sense. And now you're at the end of your workout. You have gone through, you've played, you've fought, you've conquered, you've done your victory pose, and it's the end. You're like, okay, I'm ready to stop for today. I'm putting the game away, whatever. The game will always ask you if you would like to do a cooldown exercise, or it just kind of loosens you back out because, you know, you've been working your muscles, you should do that. That is optional. You don't have to do that if you don't have time or want to. It will also give you a progress report if you used the onboard, somehow, some way, the Joy-Con with the IR sensor is able to read your pulse through your thumb, and that is can be done in game, or you can choose not to do that. I usually use my smartwatch to keep my pulse. I used it a couple times. It was generally in the same ballpark of my watch, but sometimes it was higher ticking, or sometimes it just wouldn't read at all. So it is kind of hit or miss depending on you. So just keep an eye out for that. But it'll give you a progress report and a health tip at the end of each session for Ring Fit. And to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't get too horribly far in the game at the time of writing. I maybe made it through World 2, and now I'm almost through World 3, because I only exercise Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I started this 2-3 weeks ago. So I kind of pushed it a little bit. I kind of did. But that doesn't matter. I can see myself playing this a lot more. This has been nuts. I've really enjoyed it. And I look forward to finishing it out fully. This is a surprising package that I truly and honestly recommend. For the price tag, it is a little, you know, it's steep. It is $80. However, given what's going on, it's useful. If you can find yourself one, awesome. They're in kind of short supply. But even if not, this is a great way to keep yourself motivated, either during the summer, if you're a student and you usually go to the school gym to get your exercise, or if you're just so busy that, you know, you only have time at home, like at weird points, and you don't have the money or the time to do gym memberships. This isn't a bad way to get daily exercise in. It's not the, you know, most, you know, powerful. You're not going to gain a lot of muscle from this. You're not going to, you know, shed tons of weight, but slowly but surely you will see progress and results. And it is probably the best and most accurate fitness game I've ever seen. And coming from a fat guy, I know that doesn't probably mean that much, but I've been trying to lose weight since before the quarantine kicked in this year. And in January, I was like, this year I'm beating Ring Fit just because I wanted to. And so far, I'm on a fairly steady pace to do that now that I have a lot of time at the house and I'm not going to the gym at school. I think this is well worth your money. Ring Fit, it's an actual game. It is fun. It is easy to pick up and put down. It is everything that a fitness game should be, and then more, because it's always trying to make sure you are getting what you earn. I didn't even go into EXP. It has an XP grinding ability where you do a workout and you just hook up the Joy-Cons. It'll track it, send it through. You gain the XP for whatever you did there, and then you can get more characters or more workouts to do while you're fighting and stuff like that. It is great. I highly encourage this game. Thank you guys for watching another video here on That Game Review Show. Sorry I kind of rambled on near the end there. At that point, I was just kind of freeballing what I was talking about with the game, and I really was enjoying what I was talking about. Anyway, next week is Matthew's week. I know he's been working real hard, him and all those other essential employees. So I have no clue what he's been up to game-wise, but I'm sure he's going to have something great for you. And big thank you to him and any other essential employee who is probably watching. You guys are great. You're amazing. Stay safe out there. I finally got cleared of the possibility of having the Rona, so we'll see what happens in this very interesting time. Anyway, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.